dancing to my tune. Is it too much? It's not too much. I wanna be for. Is it too much? It's not too much. If I want to me, I do all kinds of things. If I want to me, I'm all by my shoulder. I'm all by my foyer.
Welcome back, guys. We are having some technical we are resolving it now. Are we good to go? If you can hear me, please. It's quite unfortunate that the network is giving us challenge, but if you can hear me now, you can just comment that I can hear you, so that we can move ahead. The network cannot even stop us at this point in time. We are good to go. Mr. ZK Paul, I can see you. You're welcome. Thank you for tuning in. My wonderful leader, Psalmist Fiong, you're welcome. You're welcome. I appreciate you for tuning in. I can see you. Let us know where you are. You are watching us from, where you're tuning in from. Let us know. You're welcome. I want to use this opportunity to appreciate most of you that joined us last week when we shared our story. It was explosive, though it was actually our first time going on live on Facebook. Like that was our first time. So please bear with us, but I promise us that today is going to be amazing. Is super. Today is super loaded. We are good to go in spite of the network that we are having some technical hitch, some technical problems. But I tell you that at the end of the day, you will be great. You join us. So please invite your friends, invite your loved ones, invite even your enemies at this point in time, because at this point in time your enemies need this information. Your enemies needs what we are about to share. Is a pleasant Sunday and is a wonderful day. It is the day that the Lord has made and is marvelous in our sight. So we give glory to God for you still healthy, still being safe at this point in time, in spite of the pandemic, in spite of the crisis. It means that God loves you. And so we thank God, we appreciate God for keeping us alive. And for most of you out there, I want you to stay safe. Let us adhere to all the precautions for us to stay safe. At this point in time that a lot of people are losing their lives because of the crisis and the pandemic, I want you to stay safe, because I want to see you at the end of this pandemic, because it's going to be over soon. It's going to be over. It's going to be over. But please do remain safe, be safe, and at the end of the day, you will be happy you did. I want to appreciate every one of you for tuning in. For watching us wherever you're watching us from, wherever you're watching. Gugu Magana, all the way from South Africa, of Fonime. I see you guys. You're welcome. I appreciate you. Kufre Afangide, you're welcome. Annie Jacobs, you're welcome. Okafo Chineye, thank you for tuning in. Uchenna Ebere Ayam, thank you for tuning in. I love you guys. Ifeanyi Augustine, Ofonime, Sheila, yes, you're welcome. Thank you for tuning in. Oduago Bong Henry, thank you for tuning in. I love you guys. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your encouragement. Thank you for tuning in. Let me know where you're tuning in from. Let me know where you're watching from. Margaret Amadi, you're welcome. Ibokun Antonia, Joyce Obonguko, Wow. I love you guys. I love you guys. Let me get the hearts. Please, 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 guys, also bear with me. The network is bad. Is Glory Udom. Thank you for tuning in. Kure Hawa. Thank you for tuning in. Stella Duke. Glory Ubong. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate every one of you. Please pardon me. Please bear with me because of the network. Please bear with me. Bear with me. Angela and Dada, please, you're welcome. My boss, Mr. Kenny Cheng, you are welcome. You're welcome. I'm super excited today because it's a wonderful day. I think thank you for tuning in. Okay, we are about to start. We are about to start right away. We're about to start. It's going to be explosive. Please invite your friends. Please tag your friends. In Sikak Obod, Asian Nolan, you're welcome. Thank you for tuning in. China Sag, Mrs. Grace and Tekem. Let us know where you're watching you from. Akuchi, welcome all the way from Port Harcourt. Mr. Obed, you're welcome. You're welcome. 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 I am happy. I am super excited. So I think at this point in time, my lovely wife, I can also see you. You're welcome, welcome, welcome. Normally, all the way from South Africa, Mr. Aniekan. Mr. Aniekan, you're welcome. My one and only leader, my super leader, Mrs. Beta Asi, you're welcome. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for tuning in. Today is a great day. It's a wonderful day and it's marvelous in our sight. Without wasting much of our time, because we can't trust this our network enough. So let's proceed. Let's proceed. Please share the video. Tag your loved ones. Invite your loved ones to come on board. Okay, come on board. Let's ride on. It's time for us to take off. The encourager, the Theophilus, the only encourager that we have in Nolan. You're welcome. Watching you live, Mrs. Lilia, you're welcome. You guys are amazing. You guys are wonderful. You are welcome. I appreciate every one of you. I appreciate every one of you. Victor Low, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. All right, let's take off. Let's move on. Streamlining all the way from Lagos, Nigeria. All right, ladies and gentlemen, for most of you that are watching me for the very first time, I remain Mr. Romeo Odeoko, the first yellow diamond of Nolan Industrial Group in Africa and the highest earner of Nolan Industrial Group. Yes, your coach, your mentor. Some people call me the millionaire maker. Some people call me the mentor of all mentors. Some call me the boss of all the bosses. But today is going to be amazing. So invite your loved ones. I will be taking you through the wonderful keys, 6 basic keys or 6 keys of building wealth in this pandemic. Now, in spite of the pandemic, in spite of the crisis, I want you to know one thing, that wealth is very, very important. For you to build wealth at this point in time is very, very important. Dignity Omon, you're welcome. Joyce Ugu, you're welcome. Now, but before we talk about the 6 keys of building wealth in this pandemic, I want us to define some key terms of what wealth is all about. What is wealth? Now, wealth means different things to different people. But I have come to discover that wealth is very, very important. It's a necessity. And that is why every one of us, in spite of what is happening at this point in time, we need to build sustainable wealth. We need to build. You need to build sustainable wealth. If you want to be relevant, if you want to be important, if you want to be among the people that are relevant in our society today, you need to be wealthy. And I want, what is wealth? Now, I tell people that wealth means valuable possessions. Valuable, it means the abundance of valuable possessions or money. That is what I define wealth. It means different things to different people. Is the abundance, wealth is the abundance of valuable possessions or money or properties. That is what wealth is. Now, let's go further, because I want us to get the basic understanding of what wealth is all about and how we can amass wealth, how we can build wealth in this crisis or pandemic. Now, apart from having wealth, I want us to understand what true wealth is. True wealth is not about the possession of wealth, but is the feeling of wealth, the experiment of wealth. That is what I define true wealth as, what true wealth really is. Now, having said that, I will also want us to define what we call pandemic, because these things go hand in hand, because we want to build wealth in this pandemic. What is pandemic? Pandemic is actually the widespread or the prevalence of a disease in a country or all over the world. That is what a pandemic is. Now, we have heard that we should stay safe, we should adhere to all measures, precautionary measures to stay safe and stay protected at this point in time. But I want to tell us something, that most of us, we can come out of this pandemic, which by the grace of God, every one of you listening to me and watching me live, every one of you, you will come out of this pandemic strong and better. As I speak to you, as long as you're watching me live, I might not be a prophet, but I want to say this to us. Every one of you watching me live, you're going to come out strong and better after this pandemic. But we discovered that most people, if you don't build wealth at this point in time, you might discover that even during this pandemic, most people will actually be killed or be destroyed by hunger and poverty, which is the major challenge or pandemic in Africa as a whole. And that is why we need to build wealth. So in as much as you want to be safe, in as much as you want to be protected after this pandemic, you also need to build wealth so that you can remain relevant, you can remain at the end of the pandemic, you can come out stronger and better. And that is why I decided to talk to us today about how you can build wealth in this pandemic. Now, before I go into the 6 keys of building wealth at this point in time, I want us to talk about the importance of wealth. Why is wealth important? Why are we talking about building wealth in this pandemic and in this crisis? Number one, the main purpose of building wealth is for you to have what we call economic power. Now, when we talk about powers, there are different kinds of power. We have spiritual powers, we have political power, and we have economic power. And the wealth falls under the economic power. And let me say this to you guys. If you don't have any of these powers, you are actually sitting on a time bomb. You are actually sitting on a time bomb. So you need either the spiritual power, you need economic power, and today we are talking about economic power, and that is why I want to talk about why you need to build wealth, the purpose of building wealth. Secondly, wealth, when you build wealth, it enhances your standard of livelihood or your standard of living. Wealth is very, very important. It's a necessity. Everybody needs wealth. Everybody needs wealth. Everybody needs money. And we are talking about sustainable wealth, generational wealth. That is what we are talking about today. And that is why you need to build wealth. If you want to live a good lifestyle, you want to send your kids to the best schools, you want to you want to drive the best cars, you want to live in a good home, you want to eat good food, these are the basic necessities of life. Then you need wealth. You have to be wealthy. Now, another purpose of wealth is for you, it makes you to be wise. Now, the Bible says money is a defense. Now, you cannot be wise as a man or a woman if you are not wealthy. Yes, in a message, Ekaite, you're welcome. Glory Udom, I see you. You're welcome. You cannot be wealthy. That's why even in my company, I have a leader that brought the idea and is a brain behind a team we call the wise men. Now, for you to be called a wise man, you must be wealthy. You must have built wealth. Mr. Bonaventure Wachuku, you're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you for tuning in. For you to be a wise man, for you to be called a wise man, for you to become a wise woman, you must be wealthy. You must have built wealth. And that is why the essence or the importance of wealth, of building wealth, cannot be overemphasized. So, because the Bible says, sorry, using the Bible, but I want to say this. The Bible says, the wisdom of a poor man is despised. The wisdom of a poor man is despised. What does that mean? If you have all the wisdom, why have you not built wealth? Why have you not created wealth? If you have all the wisdom. So, no matter how wise you are, if you are not wealthy, your wisdom is useless. That's what the Holy Book tells us. So, the wisdom of a poor man is despised. So, the wise men in the house, the wise women in the house, or any one of you that want to become a wise man or a wise woman, you need to build wealth. And that is why I have come to you today, so that you can build wealth and become a wise man. Now, another purpose of money is protection. That's why we said money is a defense. That's why wealth is important. Building sustainable wealth is important in this pandemic. Blessing Allah, you're welcome. I can see you, Helen Ikika. Thank you for tuning in. Obina, Miracle Thompson, you're welcome. Barrister Vivian Achibong, thank you for tuning in. Nkem, you're welcome. Deborah Nkeruwem, Tonya Bess, you are welcome. I thank you guys. Please let me have all the likes of all the hearts. Let me have them. I love you guys. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for coming on board. We need to build wealth. Wealth is a defense. For you to be protected, you need to build wealth. Now, having talked about define some terms about the wealth, the purpose of wealth, why we need to create wealth at this point in time where the world is experiencing global crisis. Recently, a lot of organizations, a lot of companies have retrenched their workers. Some have retrenched over 75%. Some have sacked over 600 workers. Some have sacked over 95% of their workers. And in few days to come, ladies and gentlemen, the trend will continue. The trend will continue. So it is high time, it is the best time for us to build wealth. And so I want to say congratulations to you if you're watching me live now, because I came with the basic principles, the basic keys of building wealth in this pandemic. Are we ready to go? Now, the first way of building wealth is what I call, I want to say that the first key out of these 6 keys is do not panic. Madam Bridget Enriquefe, you're welcome. Do not panic or do not be afraid at this point in time. Now, the fear is being sold out today in the world. If you go to the media, there's fear. Please, I want us to shift, make a shift from the media. Just adhere to all the basic precautions for you to remain safe, like social distancing, putting on your facial masks at different points in time, and wash your hands regularly, and you will be safe. This is not a time for you to be afraid, for you to be scared. Now, fear means false evidence appearing real. This is not the time for you to be afraid. This is not the time for you to be scared of your goals, of your dreams. Those your dreams of the year 2020. I want to say to you that you can still achieve them. In spite of what is happening today in the world, in spite of what is happening today globally, in Nigeria and in Africa, those your dreams can still come true. Now, when you are afraid, when you are scared, you give up. And I want to say this, when you give up, you quit. And I want to say this, quitters never win and winners never quit. Winners never quit. So it is time for you to go back to the drawing board and write your dreams and make your dreams and make them plain. That your house that you want to get in the year 2020 or you want to achieve in the year 2020, you can still get it. That your dream car, is it your Rolls Royce? Let's go back to the drawing board. Don't be afraid. Don't panic. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. This is the time. You can still achieve your dreams. Mr. Titus Okon, you're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you for tuning in. You can still achieve your dreams. You can achieve your goals. In fact, for me as an individual, this period, I told myself that I am going to come out better than how I came into the pandemic. I'm going to come out richer. I'm going to come out glorious than how we started the pandemic. So if you're out there, please don't be scared of, people are dying. It will never be your portion. People are losing money. It will never be your portion. Don't be scared. So that is your first key. The first key, if you must be wealthy in this pandemic, in this crisis, you need to have that faith. Be courageous, be bold at this, be bold as a lion at this point in time. That is what you need to do. If you want to build wealth at this point in time, you need to be courageous. You need to be bold as a lion at this point in time. Number two key to building wealth. Now, before I talk about this, the second key to building wealth, I want you to understand this thing. Whether you are a professor, whether you are educated, you have a lot of degrees, I want you to empty your cup. What do I say? I want you to empty your cup. Empty your cup. Whatever knowledge you have acquired. Because I tell people that desperate times like this requires desperate measures. And whatever you have learned, whatever you have acquired, whatever you know, we have discovered that whatever a lot of people have learned and acquired at this point in time, it has failed. So you need to learn new things. You need to learn how the billionaires are doing it at this point in time. You need to learn that. We discovered that in just about few months of the pandemic, Eric Yuan, the founder of Zoom, has actually made a lot of billions in just about few months, even more than budgets of different nations in for like years. Now that is just a simple idea. So whatever you have learned, whatever you know, I want you to empty your cup for you to start learning at this point in time. Because if you don't learn the new things, if you don't learn the new ways of doing things in this period, then you will definitely be left behind in this crisis. Now, what is the second way? The second way is what I call leverage. Leverage is so important. In fact, I am super excited, I am super elated each time I talk about leverage. Now, leverage to me and how I understand it is a principle that helps well builders to build wealth. It's a principle that helps well builders to build wealth. That is what leverage is. The income or the wealth you build or you earn day after day, month after month, for the job you have done in the past. And I want to say this to you: if you are not leveraging in this period, in this pandemic, then I tell you, you're going to be broke. Then I tell you, you will not be able to build wealth at this point in time. Sustainable wealth. You cannot. So you need to leverage. And today I will be talking about the different ways, the different forms of leverage, because most of the wealthy people in the world today are leveraging. They are either leveraging on other people's work, leveraging on other people's time, and so many other forms of leverage. I haven't seen a rich man or a wealthy man that does not uses the form of leverage today. I haven't seen one. We talk about people like Dangote. We talk about people like Mark Zuckerberg. We talk about people like even yours beloved, Mr. Romeo Ode. There is no one of us today that we are not leveraging. Now, there was a certain or a particular interview that was carried out, and Mr. Dangote, the richest man in Africa, was interviewed, and he was asked that, sir, you are so wealthy. How many hours do you put in your business that has made you so wealthy? And do you know what he told them? He said, I put in over 8,000 hours in my business. 8,000 hours. And the interviewer asked him, he said, you have but just about 24 hours in a day. How do you do that? And he told them, he told the lady that if I have 1,000 workers that are working under me, which he has, and they are putting in 8 hours every day, that's over 8,000 hours. That's 8,000 hours in a day. That's leverage. That's leverage. What about, okay, now, so he earns on people's effort, over 1,000 people. Okay, let's come back home. Let's say this is Mr. Romeo Ode. I have a team of close to about 100,000. A team of over 100,000, which I have. And let's say just about 5,000 people, and they are, or 2,000 people. Let's take 2,000 for example, and they are putting in 5 hours every day. That means every day of my life I am putting in about 10,000 hours. So I am leveraging on people, on people's effort, on people's time, on people's work. And so when they tell you that Mr. Romeo earns in 8 figures, please don't doubt it. If they tell you that Mr. Romeo earns 7, please don't doubt. That is leverage. So if you must build wealth, in this crisis, now let's take it down. This is about leveraging on people. Take for instance Mark Zuckerberg, the founder of Facebook, is leveraging on people to build wealth. Take a look at MTN. What is MTN doing? Leveraging on people and making wealth. What about your government, the government of the day? Is it not on people? So that is the second key of building wealth. So build wealth at the time, then you need to leverage. We need to leverage. So please, whatever degree you have, whether you're a professor, whatever, please empty new things if you want to be wealthy. That the truth is that if your certificates, your degrees are what actually gives us money or make us to be wealthy or build wealth, then the professors would have been the highest paid people. They would have. But the difference here is the case today. Now, so if you must build wealth, you must know what leverage is all about. Now we move to the third way that you. What is that? Now this is another thing I like talking to people about is in this pandemic you need to work. You need to pandemic. If you must point in time in this crisis, the third key is that you must work as if there is no pandemic. If you must build wealth, and like I will always say, most people want to eat the sweets when they don't want to sweat. If you want to build wealth, work hard. While we are in friends, there is that I don't organize meetings on Zoom, on different social media platforms. I am still working as if there is no pandemic every day of my life. Every day of my life. So hard work should not be overemphasized if you must build wealth in this crisis. Now, even in our holy book, the Bible says, have you seen a man diligent, skillful in whatever he does? He will not stand before mere men. He will not stand but before kings and great men. Now, if you want to build wealth in this crisis, in this pandemic, you need to work. Though the pandemic is there, though the crisis, in the news, they are saying everything about the pandemic, about the crisis, but that should not be your focus. That should not be your focal point. Your focal point should be on your hard work, should be on building sustainable wealth at this point in time. Work as if there is no pandemic, and which most of us have been working. And can I shock you? Can I tell you, the best days of my earnings has been the days that I'm working from home in this pandemic. In my finances, ladies and gentlemen, I lie not, I have experienced an upsurge in this pandemic. I have experienced an increase in this pandemic. Why? Because I am working hard every day. So for you to build sustainable wealth in this pandemic, in this crisis, you need to work as if there is no pandemic. For me, I don't really see the pandemic. I see that there is a new normal, a new way of doing things, and we are adapting, we are adjusting, and we are innovating. So please, at this point in time, you need to adapt, you need to adjust, and you need to innovate so that we don't leave you behind. Now, the fourth way, or the fourth keys of building wealth in this pandemic is what I call end foreign exchange. End foreign exchange. Now, for the past few days, for the past few weeks, we have discovered that sorry, let me take some water. All right. Okay. In the past few weeks, we have discovered that please, I love the hearts. Can I have more of the hearts? More of the likes? More of the likes? More of the likes? And the past, please, as you're watching me, please, we have a giveaway. We have a promo immediately after this session. Please don't go away. My promo is loaded, is well loaded. We have a promo that is coming your way immediately after this live broadcast, so stay tuned so that you can also partake in the promo. All right, as we proceed, I was talking about the fourth key to building wealth, and I said at this point in time, if you must build wealth, one of the keys of building wealth is for you to earn foreign exchange. Now, we have seen that in the past few weeks, Naira has actually devalued, and people that are earning in foreign exchange, yes, they are making a lot of money, including myself. Are you aware that my company, Norland Industrial Group, pays you in dollars well over 400 to a dollar? Well over. Most of us have made over like 40% of our capital during this period because of most of us are earning in dollars, foreign exchange. If you must build sustainable wealth at this point in time, you need to learn how to live, to earn foreign exchange. Foreign exchange is very, very important. It's very, very important. We have also discovered that the dollar might even increase up to 500 or even above that in the next few weeks to come, because all getting to zero. The oil prices are actually going down. The economy is crumbling. The recession is not what we have to talk about today. Now, that is the fourth way. The fifth way, we are almost gradually wrapping it up. The fifth way is what I tell people, that if you must build wealth, you need to sow and grow your money. I want to ask you today, what is that seed in your hand? What is that seed in your hand that you have to sow at this point in time? Emelko, thank you for joining. Thank you for tuning in. Esther Young, thank you for watching. Emma Akpabio, you're welcome. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you. I love you guys. I love you guys. I love you guys. Thank you for tuning in. Usain James, you're welcome. Anthony Oluwatuyi, thanks for watching. Vera Okoduwa, welcome. Nkem Ebigo, you're welcome. Thank you for tuning in. Now, I'm talking about what seed you have in your hand at this point in time, because this is very, very important. And I want to take us to the Holy Book, to the Bible, when there was famine, because at this point in time that we are today, in this crisis, is like a famine. And the Bible made us to understand that Isaac sowed in that land even when there was famine. Isaac sowed in that land and reaped over 100-fold, and he became exceedingly rich even in that land, in the midst of adversity, in the midst of famine, in spite of the famine, in spite of the adversity. Isaac became very prosperous, became very rich. And that is why I am talking to us out there today. What seed do you have in your hand? This is not the time for you to save money in the bank. As of last week, one of my friends went to the bank to save money. And do you know the percentage? He wanted to fix 100 million naira. And what was the percentage? They said they could only give him 2%. We used to have interest rates for fixed deposit up to 5%, 10%, but today it has drastically dropped. So what it means that if you keep your money in the bank today, your money will greatly devalue, would go down. So this is not the time for you to keep your money in the bank. What you only need to keep in the bank are emergency funds or emergency money, the money you use for your regular bills. This is the time for you to sow your money. This is the time for you to grow your money if you want to build wealth. You cannot save your money at this point in time. Just like the parable of the talents. 5 talents, some he gave 3 talents, some he gave 5 talents, some 1 talent, and at the end of the day, you discover that the one that hid his own, because he saved, he was scared. But the one that multiplied, it is time for you to multiply that seed in your hand. What seed do you have in your hand for you to multiply? Is it the seed of 30,000? Is it the seed of 50,000? Is it the seed of 100,000, 200, 300,000? What seed do you have in your hand that God will multiply, that God will increase at this point in time? What seed do you have? You need to sow. This is a time for you to sow, not a time for you to save. There's one of my friends, he said he kept like 500,000 in his house that he saved, but within this period of this crisis, he has spent all the money. He has spent all the money because every day he keeps on spending the money. So this is a time for you to sow. This is a time for you to grow your money. It is time. This is the right time. And that is why I'm talking to us today, that we need to build wealth in this crisis. We need to build wealth in this pandemic. It's very, very important. Now, the last but not the least, the sixth key to building wealth in this crisis, in this pandemic, is for you to invest in a crisis-proof and a recession-proof business or system. A crisis-proof, a recession-proof, that is what you need to build wealth at this point in time. I don't care about what you're doing, but times have changed. Things have changed. the next generation of millionaires are not people that own jobs, but are people that have ideas to survive in this new economy. Now, we take for example, what is a crisis-proof business or a recession-proof business? It's a business that cannot be affected by crisis. It is a business that cannot be affected or troubled by the crisis or the virus. That is what we mean by a crisis-proof and a recession-proof business. For example, let's say a friend of yours invites you today to invest in a transportation business. Is a transportation business a lucrative business? Yes. Is it a fantastic business? Yes, it is. But in this crisis, is it a business that will actually build well for you? No. Because like even while the lockdown is being relaxed, even interstate traveling is still being restricted. I know of some of my friends that are into Ubers. Most of these transportation business, their cars have been locked down, or they have been at home for over 6 weeks now that we've been in lockdown. So the transportation business at this point in time, in this crisis, is not the best business. So you need a business that is crisis free, is recession free, proven. That is what you need at this point in time. If you are not involved, even for instance, those that are making money now in the crisis, for instance, those that are selling facial masks, sanitizers, after the crisis, you will discover that they will be out of business. But you need a business that will survive during or before, during, and even after the pandemic. You need a business that is not obstructed, is not affected by the crisis. That is the kind of business that we call a crisis-proof business and a recession-proof business. So it is very, 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 very important at this point in time for you to have that particular business. And ladies and gentlemen, today, before I go, I want to talk to us about a business that has all these features. I want to talk to us about a business that is recession-proof, crisis-proof at this point in time. That's the kind of business I want to talk about. I want to talk to us about a business that has created more than 1,500 multi-millionaires in just about 2 years in Nigeria. Let's say about 28 months. Than even created more millionaires than even governments of most countries. That is the opportunity I want to talk to us about. An opportunity that is turning ordinary people into extraordinary multi-millionaires. An opportunity that is turning nobodies to celebrities. That is the opportunity I want to talk about. Today I want to talk to us, whether you are working, whether you don't have a job, or you were recently fired or sacked from your organization or company, or you want to build wealth, what you're taking home does not take you home, I want to help you today to build sustainable wealth in this crisis, to build sustainable wealth in this pandemic. I want to, it's the same opportunity that took me from the streets as a street boy today to a multi-millionaire, and has given me a name. That is the same opportunity. I don't know what you're going through. I don't know what the challenges is at this point in time. Whether you cannot even eat or feed in the midst of this crisis. And that opportunity is no other opportunity than Nolan Industrial Group. That opportunity is called the Nolan opportunity. Even in this period that there is pandemic, that there is crisis, most of us, our income, our earnings have actually increased. Most people, even in this period, they are qualifying for their house award. One of my leaders from Uyo, some few days ago, qualified for her house award of over 24 million. About 4 of my leaders recently qualified for their brand new cars in this pandemic, in this crisis, with this same opportunity. A lot of them are earning 6 figures, 7 figures on weekly basis in this pandemic. That is the opportunity I want to share with us. That is the opportunity I want to share with us today. An opportunity that is turning ordinary Nigerians to extraordinary multi-millionaires. Guys, friends, it is time for you to invest in a recession-proof system, a virus-free system. This is the right time. This is your moment. This is opportunity. For me, it is an opportunity that has transformed my life. Has given me numerous luxury cars of different brands in just about 28 months. An opportunity that has taken me to over 8 countries in 28 months. An opportunity that has given me properties in and outside this country, or outside this continent. An opportunity that is paying me 8 figures weekly. That's the opportunity. That is one of the surest, one of the most reliable, most sustainable system that is recession proof. And you out there, what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? Like I told us, today I am going to give away. The giveaway I'm going to give us is not to send you money for palliatives, but to help you start your own recession-proof business, your own virus-free business. That is what I will be doing. I will be helping you today to do. And if someone has tagged you, if someone has shared this video with you, please do me well and go back to that person. But if you're watching me live, please, at the end of the promo, you just need to inbox me. Now, that is the opportunity I am talking about. Today, well over 200 Nigerians are driving their brand new cars. Well over 200. These were people that started from zeros. Today, they are driving brand new cars. Well over 30 to 40 Nigerians are living in their brand new houses, courtesy of this same opportunity. Personally, a lot has been achieved. A lot has been achieved. Even my son has also qualified for a house award in this particular company. And that is the same opportunity. So after this live broadcast, friends out there, if you want to benefit from this system, this recession-proven system, please inbox me. Inbox me. Now, I do tell people this. Most of us have been there. There is nothing that is qualifiable in Norland Industrial Group or in this opportunity that I have not qualified for. And we are still counting. There is nothing. And that is why I tell people that if you know where you're going to, your journey is short. If you know how to get there, your journey becomes shorter. But if you have someone that has been there and is ready to take you there, then you are already there. And by the grace of God, most of us are already there. And we are ready to take you there. We are ready to hold you by the hand at this point in time. We are ready to coach and mentor you for you to also become financially free. At this point in time. Because I want every one of us at this point in time, after the recession, you should become better. You should come out stronger. You should be able to build sustainable wealth even after the recession. That is what I want from us. All of you watching me, I want the best for you even after this crisis. And I tell us, I will see every one of you, even after the pandemic, even after the crisis, better, stronger, building wealth. Because the truth is, some of us, most people will survive this pandemic, but hunger might definitely kill a lot of people during this pandemic. And that is why today I decided to come and talk to us about building wealth at this pandemic. That is the reason why I am talking to us today. So we are out there, we are ready to mentor you, we are ready to coach you. If we can be this successful in a business of 28 months, then you too, in spite of whatever you're going through, in spite of whatever is happening, you can actually become better. You can actually become 6-figure income earner, 7-figure income earner. By the end of this year, you can walk into your house with a brand new, with the key to your house, with that luxury car, with even your hotel incentive. Did I tell you that Norland gives hotels, build hotels for their top distributors? Did I tell you that Norland as a company, this recession-proof business opportunity, gives you the opportunity to own a property in any part of the world? The company will give you the money for you to get that property in any part of the world. Your choice city in the world. Isn't that an amazing system? And that is a system that is recession proven. It's crisis proven. A lot of businesses have crumbled, they have crashed at this point in time. But we have a good news. Norland is that good news. If Norland is changing the lives of people every week, even in this crisis, then it can also change your life. Because the truth is this: a system is no respecter of persons. If it can work for Mr. Romeo, if it can work for other leaders, if it can work for 1,500 Nigerians, making them multi-millionaires, giving them homes, giving them luxury cars, giving them hotel incentives, then it can also change your life. Then it can also bless your life. Now, like I said, we're about rounding up. And at the end of my promo is this. I'm going to check, first of all, the first promo is this. I'm going to check those that have actually, they actually tagged their friends. The more people they tagged, I'm going to, and I'll give them gifts, special gift. And the gift is going to be about, for the first, the highest people that tag their people, I'm going to be giving them 10,000 naira for their datas. The highest people that tag their people, the first 10 people, I'll be giving them 10,000 naira for their datas. That's my first promo today. Those that tag their friends, tag their loved ones. So that's going to be the first promo I am going to give out today to my viewers, my friends. I love you guys. I appreciate you. Now, the second categories of people that I want to give my promo is now in Nolan Industrial Group. In Nolan Industrial Group, we at this point in time we have different packages that are going on for those that wants to join us, and they said they don't have money, but you have. Now, we are not going to just sign you up for free. You need something in your hand. What do you have in your hand that we can support you, we can help you? And after that, when we are done, we'll put you in a training academy where you will understand and learn the business. And these people will graduate in the next few months with their brand new cars. Most of them will graduate and become 6-figure income earners. Some will graduate and become 7-figure income earners. Now, this second category of promo is for them. Now, if you're coming in with a package of 59,000 naira, for the first 50 people between today and tomorrow 5 p.m., the first 50 people. For the categories of 59,000, if you have just 39,000 naira, we are going to make it up for you. We are going to add, I am going to add 20,000 naira to make it up to 59,000 to sign you up, and for you to join our training academy, for you to join this business, for you to join us, and we'll train you and we'll mentor you and we'll coach you for you to be successful in this business and for you to build wealth in this pandemic. So for most of you that are watching us, if you have 39,000, we can add the 20,000 naira to you. For those that wants to join with any other package too during this promo period, because we have a lot of promos, Romeo Ode will add additional 20,000 naira to your package to help you as our own promo, to support you and to help you build wealth at this point in time. So guys, wherever you're watching us from, please inbox us, please, or you can meet the person that tagged you or invited you to watch this live video. Please, at this point in time, you need to build wealth. You need to build wealth. What you need, because you need the protection, you need to live a good lifestyle, you need to enhance your lifestyle at this point in time. You need to be protected. Without the finances, without the wealth, you are nothing. So it is important at this point in time. You need to build that sustainable wealth. Emma, I can side you. You need to build well. It is important because I am sure as Africans, as Nigerians, the virus will not kill us, but I am sure that the hunger or poverty might even kill us faster. So it is important, it is pertinent that we build well at this point in time. So I am going to be helping as many people that are ready to build wealth in Norland Industrial Group at this point in time. And should I tell you this, at this point in time, I am even starting Norland afresh. I am starting afresh. So I will be mentoring, I will be coaching a lot of people to earn 6 figures, 7 figures, get their brand new cars, get their houses, get their hotel incentives, and even houses outside the country. Guys, you have been so amazing. You have been so wonderful. Thank you for tuning in. I love you guys. Please inbox me, DM me. Please remember that those with the highest shares, the highest tax goes home with 10,000 naira for their data. Please, give me the music. We need to celebrate. I told you guys, Norland has come to stay. Norland has come to wipe our tears. Norland has come. Some people call it answers to prayers. Most people's prayers have been answered with Norland Industrial Group. With this opportunity, you can be the next person to share his or her testimony at this point in time. So please guys, please inbox me, please DM me, and let us take it from this point. But I tell you that even after this point, most of you are going to become better. Most of you are going to become multi-millionaires. Most of you are going to become 6 figures income earners, 7 figure income earners, wealth builders, people that are going to emerge great wealth builders in this crisis. So guys, thank you for tuning in. I love you guys. I love you guys. I love you guys. You're the best. I love you guys. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you. I love you. I love you. I appreciate you guys for tuning in with your data, watching me. God bless you. I remain your king, the king of Norland. I remain your mentor, your coach. God bless you. Until we meet again. I love you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.